Are you ready? Let's go!
Don't you sometimes just want to talk about everything? You know, there's days when you can just talk about anything. Need to sit back and chat about nothing at all? Nothing but Julie, coming at you with fun and creative topics and interviews.
Did you hear Julie's podcast? She's got the greatest topics.
Come join the chat about everything, anything, and nothing. So unwind and tune in to Nothing But Julie. Great topics and cool interviews with some pretty awesome people. And now, without further delay, here's Nothing But Julie.
Yeah, that's me. Nothing but Julie. Welcome. I am your host, Julie Schrager, and I am extremely excited about this episode. Why? Why am I so excited? Okay. I am excited because, well, originally I was just like, oh, okay, I'm going to just do my regular podcast. Well, actually, all my podcasts are pretty cool, but no, I wanted to do something fun. And I was thinking, should I be fun? Should I be sincere? Should I be very serious? And I thought this week, let's do some music trivia. So here we are. And I'm very excited about this because I love music trivia. And I am really, really good at it. So I thought, let's see if you guys can try your hand. So a lot of these are from the 80s. So if you're not from the 80s, I mean, you still might want to listen, but I'm sure that if you have great taste in music, then you will know some of these songs. Now, let me just tell you that it was hard for me to try and find snippets of songs. So that's why I chose or had to choose these songs. Plenty of other music to choose from, but this is what I went with. So anyway, just want to mention my previous podcast name was Yada Yada Yada. I decided to change it and be a little bit more unique. And so I am now Nothing But Julie, and that is not going to change ever. So thanks again so much for joining me today, and we're going to take a trip down memory lane. And on this trip, we are going to have some really cool songs, and you are going to have to try and guess. So here's the deal. I'm going to play like a 2-second snippet. That's it. And then I'm going to give you the answer and a brief description of the song, like some song facts from the Song Facts website. So if you don't want to know the name of the song, or if it's right on the tip of your tongue and you want to figure it out, just put the podcast on pause, and then you can come back to it and see if you were right. But I also was using this awesome website, which is called Browbeat. It's a Slate's culture blog. So I definitely want to give a shout out to this website for really helping me with the information I needed. And like I said, 2-second snippet and some song facts. And here we go.
Oh, and one more thing. I should not forget this. Rest in peace, Eddie Van Halen. You were the epitome of a rock star, and your guitar playing was beyond comprehensible. I mean, it compares to those of Jimi Hendrix, even Slash. And one of the songs in music trivia will have something to do with Eddie Van Halen. So I hope you're jamming up there with Jimi Hendrix, and we're going to miss you. All right. Time to guess the first song.
Any idea what this song is? I bet you know it. So let me tell you that this song was released in 1982, and it was a theme song to Rocky III. Do you know yet? And Rocky was the biggest movie of 1982. And Tony Scotti was the president of the group Survivor's record label. And he played Sylvester Stallone some tracks from the previous Survivor album, which was called Premonition. And Sylvester Stallone thought that the sound and the writing style and the street appeal could fit into his new movie. So he called some people, primary Survivor songwriters, excuse me. And when they spoke, they were just like, they were so excited to hear that this was, Sylvester Stallone leaving a message. Like, come on, it's really not him. So anyway, one of the songwriters came up with the intro while he was driving his car one day. He was looking for a dramatic way to start the song and emphasize the slashing punches being thrown in the fight sequences. And it was reminiscent of an intro that he and another songwriter had put together a few years later for the song Young Blood on Survivor's first album. So I already said Survivor, and the song is Eye of the Tiger, 1982. Did you get it? Did you guess it? All right, here's another one coming at you. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention that these are going to be 10 songs that I picked. So here we go. Now, I know that you know this song. This song was played so many times, and it is Every Breath You Take by The Police. And this one was released in 1983. And apparently, it's one of the most misconstrued songs ever because it's about an obsessive talker. And other people did not know that, including myself, and they all thought that it was maybe about a lover or a girlfriend or boyfriend. So there was a 1983 interview with New Musical Express, and Sting had said that he thinks it's a nasty little song, really rather evil. He goes on to say that it's about jealousy and surveillance and ownership. And regarding the common misinterpretation of the song, he said, I think the ambiguity is intrinsic in the song, however you treat it, because the words are so sadistic. So, I mean, I guess it's pretty much all up for interpretation. You don't have to see it in the way that it was written or how it was written or who it was written for. So, pretty cool little song fact. Okay, here we go. Number 3. Okay, now I know you know this one. I love rock and roll. Put another dime in the jukebox, baby. Joan Jett. And she was touring England as a member of an all teenage group that was called the Runaways when she discovered this song. And apparently, the other members of her band didn't want to record it. So in 1981, she decided to record it with her band, the Blackhearts. So Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. I love rock and roll. So put another dime in the jukebox, baby. I love rock and roll. So come and take your time and dance with me. Ow. All right. Moving on. Tell me if you know this song. Now, I know you know this song. I know I keep saying that, but I mean, some of these are just classics that stick in your brain. And you just know by the first 2 beats. And like I said, if you need a second, just pause and then you can come back to the podcast. So, Michael Jackson, Beat It! And this was released in 1982. This is a pretty cool song fact. Eddie Van Halen, he played the guitar solo. Now, I knew that a long time ago, but I kept getting him confused with Slash. I kept thinking, was it Slash or was it him? Well, okay, Eddie Van Halen, who is an amazing guitar player. And Jackson asked if while he was making the video, which I'm sure you guys saw, it was one of like aside from Thriller, it was a very long theatrical video. And Michael Jackson had asked if he could use members of the rival gangs, Bloods and Crips, as extras in the video for his song. And they said, okay. But Michael Jackson says that on the first day of shooting, things got a little tense. So they shot all the scenes with the gang members on the first day. Again, this is a piece of trivia I knew. I don't remember how I found out, and I know it was a long time ago. I think it was after the video had come out. There was a lot of rambling about using real gangs. So it proves to be true. And I'll tell you, if you didn't see the video, watch it. If you haven't seen the video in a while, rewatch it. I mean, for the 1980s, it was really pretty cool to see a video like that. I mean, Michael Jackson was way ahead of his time. All right, here we go. Next up is I know you know this. I know I keep saying it, but I know you know it. She's got Betty Davis eyes. Kim Carnes. She was really cool. I don't think she had another like one-hit wonder, but I don't remember hearing too much about her, but her voice is so unique. And this one was released in 1981, and it was number 9 for 9 weeks. And after this song became a hit, this was obviously written about Betty Davis. Betty Davis herself actually wrote letters to Kim Carnes and the songwriters to say that she was a fan of the song, and she thanked them for making her a part of modern history. Pretty cool, huh? And one of the reasons the legendary actress loved this song is because her granddaughter thought her grandmother was cool for having a hit song written about her. She'll let you. She's precocious and she knows just what it takes to make a pro blush. That's all I remember. And then she's got Betty Davis eyes. Pretty awesome song for the time. You know, I was really into so many different bands and so many different songs in the 80s. I mean, I have eclectic taste. I pretty much like almost everything. Again, almost. So the 80s, that's why it was so great because there were so many different bands, so many different types of music. You had your hair bands, your rock and roll bands, even back then, hip hop like Run DMC, uh, Weird Al Yankovic. I mean, things like that. It was pretty cool. Pretty cool to listen to all the different genres of music. I feel like today we have a limited amount of genres. I mean, my son loves all that rap crap. And I'm like, you can't even dance to it. You know, how do you dance to that kind of music? Okay, here we go. Next up. All right, now you might not know the title of this song, but I know that you remember the song. This is U2, With or Without You. Loved this band when I was in high school. Loved the band. They were also, I remember, God, there were so many kids in high school that loved U2. And I remember everybody was going to their concert. What was it, 87, 86, 85? One of those dates. Anyway, so this was released in 87. And Bono explained that he wanted to write a love song that dealt with real issues. So he explained that everybody in the group knows what the line, and you give yourself away, means. He said it's about how I feel in U2 at the time, exposed. And I'm not going to do many interviews this year because there's a cost to my personal life and a cost to the group as well. I always liked Bono. I always felt that he was just incredibly intelligent, soft, protective, just and a wonderful songwriter. And in 2005, Bono called the refrain most important part of the song because it signifies a release of mental tension, which is the ah, ah. Really love that song. Really love that song. And I love the group. To this day, I still love the group. Did you guys guess it? It wasn't that hard, but it's one of those songs where like you know what it is, but you just can't think of the title. When I heard it, I was like, "Oh my god, I know what this is." I mean, immediately I knew what it was. But I don't know, many of you might have a little difficulty. So there you go. And now, I don't even know what number we're on, 5, 6. Tell me if you know this song. Wake me up before you go, go. Don't leave me hanging on like a yo-yo. By Wham. I can't believe George Michael is gone. He was a force to be reckoned with. I really liked him a lot. His voice was amazing. He had an amazing range, and that live concert where he sings the song "Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me" with Elton John. He was amazing. I actually saw him in concert with my husband, and God, he was so good. And a few years later, he died. I was so upset about that. So I don't have when this song was released, but the story goes that Andrew Ridgeley, who was a part of Wham, needed to get a wake up call. So he wrote "Wake Me Up, Up" on a note to his mom, and he realized that he wrote "Up, Up." So to be funny, he followed it up with "Before You Go, Go." This is what he says in Song Facts. So he apparently showed this note to George Michael, who thought that it would make a great title of the song and subsequently wrote lyrics. And it became their first US hit. So "Wake Me Up Before You Go, Go." That it was so bubblegum pop back then, even for that time, you know? But it was a fun song. I think wasn't it, like, released in the UK first? I think it must have been. But anyway, I just checked and this was released in 1984. So just in case you really wanted to know that, there you go. Okay, next up. Walk Like an Egyptian by the Bangles. This song I hated. I absolutely hated it. And I never even grew to like it. There were a couple of songs by the Bangles that I do um, like Manic Monday. I do like that song. And Eternal Flame, because I was a singer, that song I love to sing. But I wasn't too keen on this song. But anyway, I bet that you all knew what it was. And this was released in 86. Apparently, the Bangles didn't think the song would get released as a single because it was too weird. And yet it shot to number one. And apparently, the members of the Bangles really liked the song. They didn't have a problem with the song itself, but when that song made them famous, it also made them miserable. As I've heard with many, celebrities, that celebrity is not all that. And they became burned out, and apparently the friendships of the group fractured. But Eternal Flame came in, and then there's that other song, "In Your Room." And then they just apparently couldn't do it anymore, and they broke up in 89 at the peak of their powers. And I mean, this song had just come out in 86, and 3 years later they broke up. Now, I don't remember her name. If you said it to me, I'd be like, yes, that's it. But the lead singer, the brunette, she went on to have a solo career, but I don't know if she got anywhere with it, but she had a pretty cool voice. I liked her a lot. All right, here we go. Next up. Welcome to the jungle. Guns N' Roses, guys. Saw them in concert too. The old Axl looks nothing like the new Axl. Okay. Really, Julie? Did you just say that? Well, yeah, I'm going to say that. The old Axl, he just had that rough edginess to him. He wore his hair down and he just was greasy, slimy rock star, and he was really so cool. And then he got cornrows and he got a nose job and I think something else done to his face, and he looks all different and plastic. I don't know. I just do not like how he looks now. But regardless, still awesomely talented. Guns N' Roses, Welcome to the Jungle. And this was released in 87. And the song was about Los Angeles, where it exposes the dark side of the city that many people encounter when they go there to pursue fame. And so Axl Rose created the lyrics from a night he spent in a Queens schoolyard before joining the band. And he said that this black guy said, "You're in the jungle, you're going to die." Can you imagine? Welcome to the jungle. And that is how Welcome to the Jungle was born. All right, you guys, this is number 10. Saving the best for last. I know you're going to know this. Walk this way, talk this way. So this is Run DMC. And oh my God. I already knew about this, but this is from Song Facts. So, like I said, this is an easy one. And many of you know the hit Walk This Way, which was sung by Aerosmith in 1975. So Run DMC wanted to create a rap song of this particular hit. And they asked Steven Tyler if he could be a part of it, which he was. And apparently, this was the perfect song to expose rap to a white audience. And it led to top 40 radio play and television coverage for rap artists who, up to that point, were mostly ignored by the white media. And Rick Rubin had said in I Want My MTV that the record and the video had a huge effect on both groups, and it opened the door to Run DMC's full suburban crossover, and it reminded people how great Aerosmith was. I do remember there was a time when we didn't even hear from Aerosmith, and then this song came out, and it just catapulted them back into the atmosphere for like a second run, which was awesome. So anyway, there you have it. 10 of the most popular hits. Did you guess them? Did you know any of them? The 80s. This was a time of fun for me. A lot of fun. How about you guys? It was the best decade. And I know people say this all the time, but it's true. And I'm so grateful to have been a part of it. Really just, and you want to know what? It's not about disco, which was more in the 70s, and it's not about the bubblegum pop. It's just about all of the craziness in the 80s that went on with the hairstyles and the different genres of music. Like I said before, you were able to just pick from an abundance of different genres of music, whether it was rock, jazz, hip hop, indie. It was an era of great music. And for that, I'm grateful because I can always listen to that music and know that it's always there for the choosing. So anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me. Nothing But Julie can be heard on mostly all podcast platforms: Spotify, Google, Apple Podcasts, Anchor. So feel free to share all around and leave a review. And you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter with the username Nothing But Julie. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your week. And thanks for joining in. Bye.